Hello friends, welcome. CoachAMillerLight here. So glad to be here today with my passages written word for word from the teachings of Abraham. I listened to the Abraham Hicks Essential Collection on Audible. I'm in the Deliberate Creation track and it's just dynamic. Everything in it is what I could use to hear so that I can remember how it goes. What I'm coming to understand is that when I remember the rules of the game, when I am operating my life within the rules, the laws of the universe, isn't it good to know? Can you imagine, seriously, playing a game as a child or today and having no idea of the rules? Here comes the Monopoly board, the parts, the money, it's all there, the little car, the hickamadoobers, you know them, those hickamadoobers in the Monopoly board. But no idea what to do with them. That would be an awkward situation. So I'm understanding that when I understand the rules of life, the universal rules, the universal laws, well, now I can play. Now I can start to play. Now I can start to play deliberately. And that's what this track is on, the deliberate creation. Abraham talks about how we're always creating. It's a matter of, am I deliberately creating or am I creating by default? So to deliberately create, the first thing I'm gonna have to know is law of attraction, the first law in the universe. And Abraham starts by speaking of this. They say, have you not noticed that those who speak most of illness have more of it? I have noticed that. Have you not noticed that those who speak of poverty or prosperity have more of it? I've noticed that. As you understand that your thoughts are magnetic, and as you understand that they will attract more and more that are like unto them, and they become more powerful. Can you not see that as you think about something you do not want, that if you allow yourselves to stay focused upon that thought, that you will attract more and more thoughts that are like unto it? This is so helpful to remember. So what's Abraham say here that's really powerful, and I hear this over and over again, but really it's what I could use to remember every moment of every day. And I remember it more and more. But this is the thing, you're a magnetic thought, you're a magnet. Thoughts are magnetic. You're a magnetic. Miller Light, you're a magnetic. All right. So your thoughts are magnetic, okay? Thought is magnetic. Thought is invitation. That means when I'm thinking about something, whether I choose it or not, if I'm worrying about something, I am in essence praying. My thought is magnetic. I am worrying about something, thinking about the minus end of it, the part of it that doesn't feel good, what I don't choose to have happen. But in thinking of it, if thoughts are magnetic, that means my thought is an invitation. It's beginning to invite that into my experience. Abraham goes on to say more about how that all works and how it builds momentum. So let's find out what they said. In fact, that thought will grow so powerful. So they say when you think about something you don't choose, think about it over and over again. I'm thinking about what I do not choose. It builds momentum. It becomes more powerful, more thoughts attracted to that thought. And now it becomes more powerful like the snowball rolling down the hill. The further it rolls, the bigger. Has anyone ever seen that? I've never actually seen that, except I think on cartoons, but I still understand the idea of it. That as it's rolling, it's getting bigger, and as it's getting bigger, now it's attracting more snow, so it's exponentially growing as it's rolling down the hill. Well, that's what happens with the negative thought and the positive thought. So Abraham's on the negative side right now, saying if I'm thinking that negative thought, more thoughts that are like it are attracted unto it. In fact, that thought will grow so powerful that you may find yourself reaching into your past experiences for examples that are similar. Interesting. I see myself do this. Good to be aware more and more some of the time. That when I think something and I let myself think it over and over, I will reach into my past experience for something similar. I notice this happens in conversation also. They go on to say that. And then you may find yourself speaking about it to another who will then reach into their past experience to bring forth more and more. Isn't that often how conversation goes? I'm talking about something, I'm talking about it because I thought upon it long enough that it's coming out my mouth. Now I talk about it, I reach into my past experience for something that's similar. Then the other person I'm talking to, they're talking about it. Now they're reaching into their past experience. It reminds me how the mind works. Conversations with God says that we search our memory bank for a similar experience. right? Abraham saying basically the same thing here. Pretty cool when both teachings have the same idea in different words. They will bring more and more until you find yourself absolutely surrounded by thoughts and words that are in the direction of that which you do not want. If you're sensitive to the way you're feeling, you will not feel good through all of that. You'll have a sort of raw donut, a sick feeling in the pit of your stomach. For your inner being will be saying to you all the while, you are thinking and speaking about that which you do not want. Isn't this interesting? That if I'm sensitive to the way I'm feeling, so being sensitive to the way I'm feeling, I'm getting more and more. It's a really good thing. Be glad if I can notice that I don't feel good right now. I know that feeling. I had it today. And I had it today, that raw donut, sick feeling in the pit of your stomach, when I was worried about something. I was thinking about something I do not choose. And I noticed, I have that feeling. It's what Abraham was talking about. Well, that means I thought that thought long enough that it built enough momentum that now there's an attraction happening, and it's the attraction that's opposite of what I choose. I'm attracting the opposite, literally the opposite of what I would like into my experience. And here we have this inner being. Isn't this a cool feature in the game? And really helpful to remember that negative emotion, what it is actual guidance. It's my inner guidance that's being offered to me from the broader non-physical part of who I am, of who we are. This isn't some airy-fairy, spiritually out there, not part of us thing. It's spiritual, and it's out there, but it's in here, right? It's really in here, I think. Not real sure exactly where it is. I know it's all places. I know it's non-physical. I know it's within us. I know it's maybe even omnipresent. But the point of it is that it's offering us guidance. So that's what to take out of that as I work out my words and understanding of what I'm saying here. It's offering guidance. That non-physical part of us that has the access to all of our life experiences, physical and non-physical, knows us intimately, knows what we choose, whether or not we've ever expressed it verbally. We have expressed it vibrationally. And that inner being, source energy part of us that's part of us right now knows what we choose, knows where we would like to go, knows how to get there. And that raw donut sick feeling is, Mary, currently your train of thought, because you're a magnet, sister, and this train of thought that you're on, train of thought, interesting, right? Train of thought. That train of thought that's rolling down the tracks is headed to a brick wall. It's headed to something I don't choose. And that's what the emotion is telling me when it's that minus emotion. So that's so helpful to remember, man. And then soon you will have in your experience the very thing that you're thinking about that you do not want. And in like manner, if you're speaking of what you do choose and your thoughts will be drawn more and more to that, you will draw more others who are wanting to talk about that. And all the while you are speaking of what you do desire, your inner being will offer that positive emotion, letting you know that you are in harmony. And that what you are attracting is in harmony with the intentions that you hold. Interesting. I like that terminology. So when I'm in the positive emotion, that's my inner being offering guidance saying, what you are attracting right now is in harmony with your desire. You're in harmony right now. Keep on rolling down the track. Keep that train of thought going. So what to remember here today as I'm closing it up is thoughts are magnetic. Think upon that which I choose. If I find myself in a negative way, I notice I notice it. Oh, there's the raw donut. There's the feeling on my pit of my stomach. There it is. And I don't like that. Well, when I feel that way, that means I'm thinking about something I don't choose. So I can ask myself a very simple tool that I really love and works magnificently for me when I use it. Is, okay, I know what I don't choose, this thing I'm thinking about. That's why I feel this way when I'm thinking about it. It's not in harmony with my desire. What is it that I do choose? And pivot myself. I know what I don't choose. What is it that I do choose? And then answer the question. And then if I can answer the question and ponder it and mull it over for longer than I was on the negative, I'll notice when I feel the relief. If I'm sensitive enough to feel the negative, I'll notice the relief too. And then I can applaud myself for turning the beat around. Turn the beat around edition. All right, people, so good to be here with you. Until next time, this is CoachAMillerLight reminding you, you are a magnet. Thoughts are magnetic.